A friend of mine was here recently and asked me about these micrometers, which I had given some while back. They are Bowes manufacture, and these were made quite a few years ago, because I don't think the company is now in production. But Bowes internal mics, if you've never ever seen them or used them, are probably some of the best internal mics you can use. They're very simple to use and very accurate. They just need a little bit of slight adjustment because they've been stood that many years. But these are the Bowes internal mics, and they're very good. They work on a principle, I believe, of some kind of I think it's a cone inside. I'm not really too sure. I ought to really know, because I used to work for this company in the late 60s, and at one point when I was employed by the company in the tool making, I actually was on the machine which actually ground the threads for these type of mics. But when you turn the mic, you get 3 anvils, and these give you the bore size. You also get a ring gauge for setting. And what you do then, you just put just wind it back so the anvils become flush with the barrel, and then it's just a matter of winding in till you get the right feel. And the diameter, the bore I should say, is, well, you might not be able to see it there, but it possibly just needs slight adjustment. But they're very good mics of these, and as I say, I think they're some of the finest you can get. Whether you, as I say, I don't know whether they're still in production, whether you can still get them, I don't know. But if you do come across any and they're in good condition, I'd snap them up. Now these are 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch. You get the small adjusting keys, and there's also the instruction book, and it also tells you how to adjust the anvils if the barrel's slightly out or anything. It's a very comprehensive instruction. It's only small, but it's very good, and it details everything you need to know. They're excellent. And that's the small Bowes mics. Now these are slightly larger. Here we have the instruction book again. You need the various settings. There's Bowes internal mic. Here we are, and these are the 3/4 to 1 inch. And again, excuse me, you get the setting gauge, and it's the same thing. And you just read off what the gauge it says. Now these do need adjusting. They're slightly out, about half a thou, or possibly I think a thou out, but they're very easy to get back. They're brand new. Why they're out a little bit, I don't know. But these are, and there's a ring gauge. And again, you get the small keys for adjustment. Now Bowes, as I say, I don't think they're in production, but when I worked there in the late 60s, they produced some of the finest tools you could get, and we did lots of work for Rolls-Royce, Fords, Vauxhall, you name it, all the big companies. And one particular company, well, not company really, but it was government work, the Royal Ordnance Factory, which was then based at Leeds. And we used to make various reamers, cutters, for the manufacture of some of the arms. And one of the jobs that I used to do, or one of the jobs I once got, was to grind some reamers up for chambering rifles and machine guns. The special reamers were with step reamers, and part of it fitted into the bore and the other into the chamber. And we used to they were made for reamering out the chamber where the cartridge goes for the bullets. Very interesting work with those. Various other cutters for different parts of guns. But they also made a unique rotary table which could be attached to the Jones and Shipman surface grinder, or any surface grinder really. And it was unique, and it was a closely kept secret at one time. And they would not sell, Bowers would not sell to other tool making companies, but eventually they did because they were so popular. But I've never seen one to this day, a Bowers rotary table attachment, powered. It was powered, so you could do disc grinding and various other things, such as side and face cutters on a surface grinder. A unique attachment. But did other kinds of cutters which were highly specialised, especially some of the counter bores, and some of the counter bores were not much bigger than a needle, and they were very accurate, very good company to work for, and you were well looked after.
Now here's a closer view of the barrel, the detail that can be seen there, the Bowers logo. There's actually still some staining on here from the paper, the rust proofing paper. There you can see the graduations. As I mentioned, they're very easy to reset back with the ring gauge of these mics. It's very rare they actually go out of truth. There's the ring gauge. Unfortunately, it's got spots of rust on the other side. In fact, it's got rust staining in the actual box, at the recess where the ring fits. But I think the bore's okay. Everything's
now, as you can see, the anvils are seated as they should be at the start, and it's at 750, 0.750. And as you wind forward to the size you want, the anvils start coming out of their seats, and this is what gives you the bore measurement. And here we are at 900 now, 925, and so on. And there you see the anvils. One thing you must never ever do with these is take the anvils out. That's specified in the instructions. And then to wind back, you just simply press the anvils back in.
Well, the mics are still in very good condition, and I shall continue using them. As I mentioned before, if you do ever come across any of these mics, I'd be tempted to snap them up because they are really nice mics to use and they're very accurate. Well, I hope you found this short video of interest, and once again, thank you for watching.